I want to compliment the organizers at LSI. They've just done a great job. We've seen now, this will be the fourth ophthalmology company. And why ophthalmology? This is an area of, we've seen great innovation and great exits. Radiance Therapeutics, saving patients from blindness. I'm Laurence Marstellar, its CEO. Radiance Therapeutics is an ophthalmic medical device that is already in the clinic saving patients from blindness. Just up front, some of our value proposition and recent milestones. We are very pleased that during JP Morgan week, we heard from the FDA that our 510K had been cleared. We've also recently received USPTO notice of allowance with strong claims on our core patent. We have manufactured devices, and for early sales introduction, we have existing CPT codes that can be used. This is an area of active acquisitions, and we'll speak about that in a bit. So this innovation addresses the unmet need. Glaucoma is the leading cause of irreversible blindness. Glaucoma is high intraocular pressure. In the spectrum of disease, for patients with mild to moderate disease, they may often be managed with eye drops. If they fail eye drops, there's laser interventions. And then there's this new area of great economic activity called minimally invasive glaucoma surgery devices, or MIGS. But for patients with moderate to severe disease, and these are the patients who are actively losing vision, the therapy is missing. These patients need a one-and-done surgery, which does exist, and that's drainage surgery. Unfortunately, 50% of patients undergoing the surgery will suffer post-operative scarring and fail their surgery. And this is the leading cause of blindness. In this paper in the BMJ, we see that patients starting on day one with the surgery, this is years going out, this is 4-year data. We see that by year 3, approximately 50% of the patients have had progressive scarring and progressive vision loss. Because of this large failure rate, there is a current standard of care, which is mitomycin C. It's an oncology drug ported over, and its use is to downregulate the fibroblasts that cause scarring. But even with mitomycin C, postoperative scarring is still 50%. Thus, we are very pleased to be commercializing the clinically proven solution. This is the Radiance TX ophthalmic applicator. The mechanism of action is beta irradiation, which is well-documented antimetabolite to downregulate the fibroblasts that are resident in Tenon's capsule. Essentially puts the scar tissue to sleep like Sleeping Beauty. Reasons to believe. This innovation comes from University College London, one of the top 5 research universities, and our 2 innovators, Sir Pang Ka and Mr. Ian Murdoch, both knighted by Queen Elizabeth in recognition in part of this innovation. What also distinguishes us as a mid-stage company is the randomized controlled trial data proving efficacy that this company already possesses. And this comes from underwriting by the Wellcome Trust, which funded these studies, and the studies have been published in the British Medical Journal. 4 randomized controlled trials powered for efficacy and proving superiority have already been completed and published. This is, we think, really unique in a mid-stage company. In this study by Kerwin et al., this was 320 patients undergoing drainage surgery that were enrolled, and they half received placebo and the other half beta therapy. And we see that by year 3, in the beta therapy intervention arm, the red line, 90% efficacy rate compared to 50%. This is a massive increase in efficacy that is rarely seen in medicine and really set the world on fire in glaucoma. In a follow-up study, Cook et al., another randomized controlled trial powered for efficacy and proving superiority, 117 patients were enrolled at time of drainage surgery, and they either received the current standard of care, the mitomycin C, or beta therapy alone. And what we find is that the odds ratio at 1 year, beta therapy eyes are 3.2 times more likely to have a functioning drainage reservoir without scar, and they're 5.6 times more likely to have a lower intraocular pressure. All told, 4 randomized controlled trials have been published, and this allows us to make the bold but well-stated scientific evidence. This is a major therapeutic advance, saving patients from blindness. The world's leading cause of blindness now has a treatable intervention. The company has strong IP. We've just received notice of allowance with strong claims. We're celebrating our 510K, and our first devices have been manufactured and on the shelf. The glaucoma market is a $5 billion to $6 billion enterprise, and because of these device interventions, it's growing at 40% annually. It's also an area of consolidation with early acquisitions by a number of the leading players. Our checklist for success. This therapy solves a significant medical problem, and I make that statement with 4 randomized controlled trials powered for efficacy and published in peer-reviewed journals. It's a big market. We have strong IP protection. We've received our first 510(k). We have validated manufacturing supply chain, and we're in an industry with active M&A. Thank you so much.